Niners! And I mean it. Hey, fam, before we do anything else, though, I like what Kyle Baker's talking about. How about a moment of silence for Demaryius Thomas, who left way too soon, 33 years old, and found in his home, not moving. A moment of silence starts now. Rest in peace, Demaryius. I don't know what happened, but my God. Things like that are just, and this is going to cause further examination on a number of things, I'm sure, but we'll find out more about that. They didn't give a lot of details on it. They just found him unconscious at his house. Fam, right now, we do stand at a crossroad. You watch, I tell you, 49ers versus Bengals, 2021 Week 14 preview and predictions. You make the call. Remember, your options are W or L if you don't want to put any numbers in, or you can give a score and be bold. I'm sorry. The Niners versus Bengals, though, it's shaping up to be a matchup that will test the will and character of both these franchises. Now, they're both in a serious situation right now where they've had their ups and downs. A lot of teams are on this roller coaster ride this year. It's really bizarre. There's there are 3 or 4 teams that are kind of dominant. When you get past actually, the Chiefs are starting to slowly emerge back on top. You've got the Cardinals. I told you about the Cardinals when the season started. They're stacking on a assembly of who's who in football. They're going to be difficult, and sure enough, they are. But with both teams coming off of losses in Week 13 and in need of a win to keep playoff hopes alive, the table is set for a pretty exciting contest. We talk about desperation out there coming up Sunday. Cincinnati is favored by a slim 1.5 points, which would indicate how close these teams are perceived to be equal on paper. So we'll be taking your phone calls and recording your predictions for this Week 14 Eastern swing between the Niners versus Bengals. In the news, though, Debo could be back in the Niners lineup on Sunday. When I first read, because Bleacher Report already said, Debo. I mean, and then, when they first even mentioned Elijah Mitchell out, I said, oh, Lord. I pulled the sword right out of my chest. I said, oh, come on. But I knew he wasn't going to play, and I was at the same time, I was like, don't play him. My God, you're going to kill him. I mean, he's out there running on fumes and luck and duct tape. Don't do it. And sure enough, he didn't. So, okay. But I still need him. And Debo's going to go at half speed because Debo could take up the void that Elijah probably would create. So, but I don't want Debo, So here's the thing, fam. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place on so many things with this team this year. I don't want Debo running back all day long. And he's done that in a couple of weeks. Henceforth, out. So as you know, Debo, he could be back in the Niners lineup this weekend. As he missed last week's loss to Seattle, and I know damn well if he'd played, we would not have lost. Debo controls the tempo, so the fact is teams can't get a footing on the 49ers, even if they do have a possible way of winning. Debo would have set that balance for the Hawks, and they would not have gotten as many opportunities as they got, and chances are good that our offense would have been a little smoother. But he missed last week's game with the Hawks in first 2 practices of the week with that groin injury. But he practiced on today and has been listed as questionable to face the Bengals Sunday. The scary thing is that Mr. Samuel's baby boy hasn't provided much of a hint about which side of the questionable fence he thinks he will be winding up on come Sunday. I bet you Cloud told you that. Debo, listen, I know you're fine. What I want you to do is don't go out there smacking like you got it made. Just go out there and say, yeah, well, Debo did tell Cam Inman of the San Jose Mercury News, and probably per Kyle Shanahan, feeling kind of good. See, when he said that, I already knew, okay, you feeling kind of good? Because usually if a person's not feeling all that good, if you've ever had a hamstring or groin tear or injury, you know, boy, you don't be joking about that. It hurts. and you're afraid to explode. But he goes on to say, been working all week long, playing day by day, and that's what we'll continue to do till Sunday, unquote. Dante Johnson didn't practice on today for personal reasons and won't travel with the guys at Cincy. I have no idea, but I do know he's listed as questionable as he could still travel on his own before the game. Also, as you may have also heard, there will be no Mitchell. I'll repeat, no Elijah Mitchell, concussion, knee, and God knows what they aren't even telling us about his body. Because the kid's taking a lot of shots this year. I mean, it's really bad. They didn't even mention his finger here. But how does the finger heal up in 2 weeks? A broken one at that. Dre Greenlaw continues to nurse that groin injury. But see, we're not going to... Dre no longer leaves a huge void because you look at it, Aziz is just playing lights out, right? So we can endure that. Trenton Cannon, of course, as you know, went down last week. Unfortunately, he's still with us, walking amongst the living with a concussion. And Maurice Hurst, my calves will never heal. In your lifetime is ruled out. And for the bad guys, running back Joe Mixon, there's something wrong with him. He did not return to practice, but the team remains hopeful that he'll play. He's officially listed as questionable, along with cornerback Chidobe Awuzie. He's got a foot thing going on. Wide receiver T. Higgins has an ankle, which is a plus for us because of the reasons who's starting a corner for us? If Dante doesn't show up, who the hell is going to Ambry Thomas? Who do we have? We don't have anybody left. You could move J-Dub over there, but Kwaski T's not. I don't think he's going to be able to play. So you can put Kwaski T in center field if you move Dub to the corner. Now that option's gone. Ambry's playing this week, fam. He has to. Higgins. I don't. Joe Burrow, right pinky, didn't get. He's not been given an injury designation, so. His coach has already considered. Joe's fine. He's got no limitations. Running back Chris Evans, ankle. Linebacker Logan Wilson has a shoulder. He won't play. Linebacker Marcus Bailey, neck. Defensive tackle Tyler Shelvin. Illness are set to miss the game after drawing doubtful tags as well. So, fam, the Niners took such a step back in Week 13, as you know, stacked up more injuries and proved unable to get the monkey off their back in the terms of continuing ownership by the Seahawks, which we're all sick of. And I think it ought to be put in the Guinness Book of Records of the ownership by now. I'm going to stop short of the eighth wonder of the world. But that the 49ers, personnel changes and everything else down to 12 years of football, and they still beat your ass every time they see you. They don't even they can phone these. They can almost phone it in. That's how bad it's gotten. All right? That's not a good Seahawks team. And then by the same time, I guess you said, well, the 49ers aren't a good team either. But they actually were. Are. See, because, fam, watch Texas beat hell out of the Hawks this weekend. See, then I'm going to be mad as hell. Oh, I'm going to be mad. God. Now the Niners will go on the road to cold weather and Eastern time zones to face an equally pissed off Bengals team that is also coming off a vicious beating at the hands of the Chargers and fighting for a playoff position as well. And I mean, they got their butt handed to them. I mean, they got beat up. The odds are from a betting perspective, 49ers are 1.5 points favored, as I mentioned, which pretty much means it's a toss-up. The over-under 48.5. That seems like a lot of points. I don't actually see that many points being scored in this game. Let me go over some of these numbers, and I'll tell you why. Because there's a lot of things that are being hidden from the naked eye. Joe Burrow was sacked 6 times. We'll start with the Bengals. Burrow was sacked 6 times and intercepted twice. And the Cincinnati Bengals fell to a 7-5 after getting dominated at home in a 22-41 loss to those Chargers. After 13 weeks, Cincinnati ranks 20th in total weighted DVOA, defense adjusted value over average, at minus 5.56%. 23rd in offensive DVOA at minus 5.9% with a 24th ranked offensive pass. DVOA at 1.9% and 11th ranked offensive rush, DVOA at minus 9.5. If your person neglects to crunch these numbers, it'll make more sense to you. The Bengals defense is rated 15th in the defensive DVOA at 0.4%, with an 18th rated defensive pass DVOA at 8.7%, and 11th rated defensive rush DVOA at 13.6%. Fam, these numbers are not numbers that can't be overcome by an average team. Joe Burrow is 23rd in defensive adjusted yards above replacement DYAR at 12, and 19th in total QBR at 48.7 with 23 touchdown passes. And here's the thing. I hadn't been paying much attention until I read up on this. You know how people say you can rely on Jimmy G throwing an INT every game? Actually, that's an angry statement. It's kind of exaggerated because he has 8 on the season. He had only 6 coming to the game coming with the Hawks. But check this out. As we go into Week 14, Joe Burrow really is keeping up that pace with the schedule as far as games go. Joe's got 14 already, and we ain't even played Week 14 yet. 14 INTs, 2 fumbles lost at a 68.7 completion percentage. What they've been doing to certain teams looks good, but they're not really as good as their record would indicate. Actually, they should probably be a little less. If the Steelers were playing like the Steelers this year, they probably wouldn't have swept them. But then again, maybe the Steelers, maybe Cincinnati's become the Steelers Hawks. I don't know. Cincinnati's offensive line is 10th in run blocking with 4.41 adjusted line yards and 27th in pass protection. 27th in pass protection. That's why I have a feeling Nick and company might have a good time. With an adjusted sack rate of 8.4%, the Bengals' defensive line is 5th against the run, though, with 3.58, which plays right into in their being able to stop us because we like to run, right? 3.58 adjusted line yards and 12th with an adjusted sack rate of 6.8%. The Bengals have an ESPN Football Power Index, FPI, of minus 0.5 in our 6.6 ATS and 6.6 to the over and under. So this is something that's kind of even up with them. Some weeks are supposed to do well and they don't. Some weeks are supposed to do bad and they do. They don't. I don't know. Logan Wilson is out. T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, Joe Burrow, Tyler Shelvin. I just mentioned Trey Hopkins, Riley Reef, Darius Phillips, Caleb Kareem, Chris Evans, Mike Thomas, and Chidobe Awuzie and Marcus Bailey are all questionable for Week 14. Coach is already screaming and yelling that Mixon will be expected to play, as will don't even worry about Joe Burrow. His finger's fine. But how about the Niners? Okay, here's the numbers you get. With another ridiculous 23-30 loss to the Hawks, where the 49ers were unable to score a single point in the second half, the Niners are now out of contention for a division title and have put their chances at the playoffs in jeopardy, with the Vikings pulling off a cliffhanging win last night versus those same Steelers. San Francisco ranks 5th in total weighted DVOA at 19.2%, 4th in offensive DVOA at 13.8%, with a 4th-ranked offensive pass DVOA at 34.1%, and 6th-ranked offensive rush DVOA 2.6%. That plays right into an advantage for the 49ers coming at Joe Burrow all afternoon. The 49er defensive is rated 9th in defensive DVOA at minus 3.9%, with a 17th rated defensive pass DVOA 7.9%, and 3rd rated defensive rush DVOA at minus 20.7. You can go over those numbers and compare them when you get a chance. They probably will count in this game, but you take away from some of the players that are going to be missing, and those numbers can actually be manipulated within your own mind, actually. Jimmy G is 10th in defensive adjusted yards above replacement DYAR at 631, and 11th in total QBR at 56.3 and 15 touchdown passes, 8 INTs, 2 fumbles lost, and a 67.4 completion percentage. So San Francisco offensive line is 19th in run blocking with a 4.16 adjusted line yards and 17th in pass protection, with an adjusted sack rate at 6.4%. Niners defensive line is 4th against the run with a 3.58 adjusted line yards and 17th with an adjusted sack rate of 6.6%. We're going to see these numbers come into fruition a little more clearly tomorrow without having to read through them. And you'll see things that will happen out there. You'll see when the 49ers run. These are things that will affect everything that goes on as far as the play. And Kyle Shanahan's probably studying these numbers solidly hard and crazy to come up with his game plan. But the 49ers have an ESPN FPI of 2.7, NR 5, and 7 ATS, and 7 to 5, and you're over and under. So you don't have, the 49ers are better at that than the Bengals, it seems. Prediction, fam, the Bengals have tallied big wins over division rivals Baltimore and Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh is struggling mightily this year. Baltimore is strange. They can beat the hell out of a team one week, and they can end up losing to strange teams the next week. But they're doing well. But maybe Baltimore's a team that would play the Bengals today and beat them to death. But have they shown enough to be favorites in this particular game? Before the season started, the look-ahead line for this contest was 49ers a minus 3.5 were supposed to win. And the current line, which means like 7 points, because they were going to play these guys on the road, so they were supposedly looking much better before the season started. But since then, of course, things have changed a lot. So, San Francisco getting a 1.5 disadvantage may represent an overreaction affected by Cincinnati outperforming preseason expectations and how bad the Niners looked in getting swept. Swept Niners, swept by the Hawks for the second consecutive year. But with the Bengals' other wins coming against Minnesota, Jacksonville, Detroit, and Las Vegas, we see Cincinnati as being slightly overvalued just by a little bit by the market, and honestly, an inferior team to the 49ers, if you look at all the numbers. Critics will be brutal against Jimmy G. Of course, they think G is the worst quarterback in the world, as do most 49er fans. So the reality is that he's playing a little more facially than Joe Burrow. The numbers just indicate that. Burrow and the San Francisco, he ranks higher in rushing and passing efficiency on both sides of the ball due to the 49ers compared to the Bengals. Cincinnati is 2-4 ATS as a home team and 1-3 ATS as a home favorite. And even if San Francisco is without Deebo Samuel, which they probably might not be, because, when they say doubtful, that means the guy's probably going to play, right, for another game. Fred Warner is practicing. Now, that takes Mixon. When you got Fred Warner and Aziz out there, there's not going to be a lot of running around on the 49ers out there tomorrow. I mean, Sunday, I don't suspect. So, you know what? And who has a better team on the road? 49ers hate to play at home. Remember we went to Chicago after that beating? And the 49ers looked solid? I think they like playing on the street. I don't know why. So I'm not scared anymore. I'm not gonna give any score. I do reverse that. The odds makers 1.5 favorability for the Bengals. I think the 49ers will actually win this game. It's a shaky, scary feeling, but I have a feeling they're going to come out ahead on this just because they've got a lot of kids over in Cincinnati that are looking good, and you got a lot of wily vets. I don't know who's going to have to deal with Trent Williams, but that's going to be pretty bad for whomever it is. And I don't know. So I'm thinking Joe Mixon gets shut down for the most part, much like he did last week against the Chargers. Mixon didn't get anything done against the Chargers. I think the 49ers can do an equal job. So if you don't got Mixon and you got Burrow out there throwing, and Burrow will throw into a crowd in a heartbeat. He does not care. But he got Higgins. With T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, I guess he figures he has nothing to lose, and he figures these guys are going to win most of the time. Now, that we got Diamador, he might be right, though, with Demo and Josh Norman. But I don't know if Kwaski T's not playing or not, but I think he's hurt. I got J-Dub out there. I think J-Dub will pull the same kind of a number on this guy as he did to Stafford. I don't know. I just get this feeling. Because as I watched him play, Burrow will throw that ball into a crowd thinking this guy's going to win in a heartbeat, as I said. And he has no hesitation. That could be advantage 49ers. We'll see. Because Higgins runs good routes, but not excellent. And Chase is mostly about speed. And that could be extremely dangerous. So he gets behind. Because you know what Josh is? Josh loves trailing them guys, man. Josh, don't do it. If you do, they're going to kill you. So anyway, I don't know. I'm going to give the 49ers. I'm going to go a number on this. I was going to say just W. I think the 49ers are going to win this game 28-24 against the Cats. Well, it's just my gut. It's not a good feeling. If things go the other way, I won't be real surprised, though. All right, fam. Hey, Exciter says 24-19 Cincy. William Roberts, 30-20 Niners. Robert Ibarra. What's up, fam? Pray for my mom. She just got admitted to the hospital for a irregular heartbeat. Oh, fam. Robert, prayers out to moms. Right. Ellis says, hey, Robert Burrow is still injured. His coach says he's fine. His coach needs to say that. I don't know why he would say that. If I was his coach and he was fine, I'd say just the opposite. So let's get the 49ers thinking, oh, we got this. No, he said he's fine. As he put it, he's not limited in any way. Okay. I mean, we'll see. T-Flow.
Yo, what up, Ronbo? How's it going?
T-Flow, man, I'm telling you, man, I was scared to death 2 days ago of this team. I'm not sure now if they're all that unbeatable. Because I thought did you watch the Chargers and Bengals? They don't look like world beaters. I don't know, T-Flow, what are you thinking?
So that's what I'm thinking. So far, whenever there's a good running back, Niners can't stop a good running back. Whenever there's fast receivers, we always get beat either for pass interference or just burn deep, period. And not only that, they got 2 wide receivers that can do it with the running game.
Yep.
That's what I'm scared of because as of right now, we can't even stop the run. I don't know why, but we can't stop the run. So that's what's scaring me. But the only way,
T-Flow,
the only thing that's
T-Flow,
not scaring
I just want to ask you though, what are you going on? The last 2 games, even against the Hawks.
Yeah, but the Hawks have no running game.
Yeah, but
Hawks don't have a running game.
The Vikings
Carson's
have Cook.
Gone.
How about the Vikings?
Yeah, but he got injured.
Okay.
Cook got injured.
Who did he play before
Luckily,
the Vikings?
he got injured.
Who did he play for the Vikings?
Who did we play? Before the Vikings, it was the Rams. Was it the Rams?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Rams don't have an elite running game either.
Yeah. That's true.
All the Rams have is passing. That's it. That's all they have.
Okay, put it this way. Do you think the Chargers
this year don't mix in?
My question though, do you think the Chargers have a decent I don't know. Do they have better linebackers than the 49ers? I don't know. Go ahead though. But go ahead, continue to make your point. Let me see what you're
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about the linebackers, but they do got some pretty good rushers. They do got a pretty good defensive line.
Well, I'm just saying. Yeah, I just said Mixon didn't do much against them. All right, go ahead though. Make your point. Let me see where you're going to go next.
Yeah. So basically, I'm going by their wide receivers, right? T. Higgins, their tight end, and
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase loves going deep.
Yeah.
Do we even have a cornerback that can even run deep? Because all our cornerbacks, whenever they throw deep, there's always a yellow handkerchief on the field.
Yeah, Jamar's right? Norman's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, so basically that kills us right there, right? Then T. Higgins as of right now, he's the best wide receiver in the past couple of weeks. He's been eating up defenses. So we have Norman's going to cover one side. Who's going to cover the other side? Dante Johnson. So basically, are we going to have Dante Johnson?
Johnson might not make it. He's got personal problems of some kind.
So it's going to be Demo. We saw what Demo did when he went in last week against the Seahawks, and he got eaten up. So that's what I'm scared of. But the only way that's not scaring me is that we got Nick Bosa. He's going to face the other Bosa because even Joey said Nick is better than him. So he's scared of that.
By the way, Joey didn't play last week, by the way.
Yeah, he did. I thought he played last week.
No. This is why I hold out a little bit of hope as well. Joey got hurt early in the game, came out. They still sacked him twice.
If the Niners if the Niners can really put pressure, that should put a psyche in Joe Burrow's head because of his hand. You know, like he doesn't want to get hit. He doesn't want to get sacked, a chance of even injuring it even more.
Yeah.
But we have to get to the running back, to the quarterback. Because if not, if it doesn't even matter if Joe Burrow, because we got torched with the backup with Arizona Cardinals. His backup torched us. So all they got to do is throw the ball deep, because if you throw the ball deep, we're going to get a PI no matter what. And
I'll tell you something
so
else.
that's what I'm scared
Something else you should know. Higgins has got an ankle thing going on too, so he's not going to be running full speed unless they drug his ankle up.
Yeah,
so.
But the one that does have full speed, because Higgins more of a possession wide receiver, and yeah, that's what it is. How speed is Jamar Chase, and I don't think we have a corner that can match him. We got to do a double, and double on him. He's healthy. If he's healthy, if he plays, he can literally run all over us, literally. So that's what I'm kind of scared of. And also, too, we do not have a running game. And that's what scares me the most, because we all know with Jimmy Garoppolo, he needs a running game to excel for the play action and the intermediate passes that he throws. Because there was a stat that I saw on the Grant Cohn. He says if Jimmy Garoppolo throws 30 passes or more
we lose.
in a game,
I know. That's an ongoing narrative around the NFL. I know. Anyway, Tifo.
Yeah, so he's a 7-9. So
yeah.
So do you want Jimmy to throw more tthan 30? Because if it is, he's 7-9.
No. Well, what I want is a balanced attack, because, as I say, no matter who the quarterback is, we don't have a kind of team that you can just throw the ball no matter what. So, we need a run.
We could if we had an offensive line. If we had an offensive line, we could. We got good wide receivers.
Yeah, well,
and we got one of the best tight ends in the league. So those are passing games. So we do have the weapons.
Yeah.
It's just the offensive line does not give him
time to shoot.
The time to throw.
Kyle must have some kind of. We always have to trust. Kyle must have a plan. But Tiflo, we're out of time. Let me see you.
Right.
See you. Huh? Oh, Tiflo, your score. I forgot. What do you got for a score?
Yeah, my score. Well, check it out. If Kyle does not know how to utilize the best players in offense, if he does not know how to do it, we're going to lose. But if he knows how to incorporate everybody, because we're going to be down legit running backs. So he has to pull something out of his arm, out of his hat, out of anything to incorporate everybody who can contribute. Juice, everybody. We should get the win.
Cut to the
but
chase.
if we can't do it,
what's going to be your score?
I think with all this stuff going, we should win. We're going to get the W. That's all I'm going to say.
W. Okay, W versus L. Okay, give him a W.
Yeah.
All right, Tiflo, we go see Sunday. All right. Talk to you later, Phil. All right.
All right, Ronbo. Have a good one.
You too. Yo, Jay.
Hey, Ronbo, what's up, man? You can hear me, right?
We're looking at late season and weirdness. But, Jay, here comes a game where I kind of, 2-3 days ago, after examining all the numbers and everything, I says, they're good, but they're not as good as I thought they were. But then again, I don't know what they're going to look like Sunday. They have something going like the 49ers. One day they look great, next minute they look average, and the next time they look kind of strangely bad. But so, Jay, what are you taking in? What are you thinking?
What's it called? If we pass, here's what I want us to do, because if we pass, we're going to lose. Simple as that. And we are a run-first team because, our offensive line, they're made to run block, and that's it. They're not good pass protectors. But, yeah, so I want to see us run the ball, but, Elijah Mitchell is out, right?
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
And Jeffrey Wilson is not 100%, even if he plays. So we got Jermichael Hasty has to go off and have a game to equal something similar to what Elijah Mitchell was doing. I wish. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Hasty is like a speedster, not a bruiser, so it sucks, man.
Speedster's working in Kyle Shanahan's offense, though. If he can just hit the right hole.
Yeah, hopefully he can, but I don't know. I think he's easy to take down because he's like 5'6" or something. I don't know, but
Yeah,
he's a
he's
small guy.
200
So
pounds though, so he's a load.
no, he
If
is.
you ever dealt with a guy that small or that short and heavy, it's
Yeah.
like trying to catch a large bowling ball. So he's not really a wimp, but when you're running up against guys that weigh 235, 240, I mean, it's a little, you still get beat. But we'll see.
But like, who's our other running back? Isn't it like a?
Some guy named Brian Hill. I forgot his name. We got some guy we just picked up, but he's worked with Kyle before though, so they think that he might be okay if he has to come in a pinch. Other than Jeffrey Wilson Jr., that knee's starting to act up on him. If Wilson Jr. was healthy, I'd say, oh well, we'll be okay. I don't know how healthy he is though. He worked out a little bit this week.
Yeah. Wait, who was hurt from the Bengals? Was it Joe Mixon, the running back?
Mixon's sick with something. He's got some kind of illness.
Sick.
I guess his body's okay, but I don't know what kind of illness he has. It's not COVID, so they didn't put him on a COVID list. So maybe some kind of a virus of some kind. So
Yeah.
he didn't work out much
Well,
this week, so it must be really bad. So I don't know.
yeah. How much chooses to if we like run the ball like 30 something times? How much chooses to win? And Debo was our whole offense. If you really think about it, I feel like if we would have had Debo against the Seahawks, we would have definitely won because
Yeah.
Debo like he was like our run game basically because like we were averaging like 3 point something yards per carry, even with Elijah Mitchell or like
You,
I don't know.
Jay, you know what though? If Debo's playing, he could actually be a decoy to take more defensive pressure off of George Kittle, who just last week returned to show everybody George Kittle is still alive and well. So I don't think they have anybody that can stop Kittle. But what they do, Jay, is they will send a lot of corner. They got a package where they send a bunch of cornerbacks out. And that plays into the hands of a team like the 49ers who rely on Yak. Your corners are going to get hurt out there trying to stop George Kittle at full speed, and Debo as well. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if they make an adjustment on that or if they're just trying to stop us from throwing the ball, period. But it didn't work last week against the Chargers. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how they try to defend the 49ers.
Hopefully Debo doesn't play because I don't want him to, if
Get
he
further
does
hurt.
get injured this time, he might get hurt for the whole season and we'll
Yeah, I
be
know. It's scary,
screwed,
huh?
I'd rather him, sit down and rest and, just chillax. We do have Kittle. He did play pretty good against the Seahawks. So.
And Ayuk is still a factor. I mean, I still think Ayuk is getting better every week. I think he could be big in this game. We'll see.
I mean, maybe if the quarterback actually throws him the ball, maybe, or I don't know. But no, yeah. But Ronbo, I want to say something. Like, I feel like, oh man, like we should have started Trey from week one. Honestly, if you, I don't know, man. We're like 6-6 right now, and Trey could have had all this experience, going into what next
Week 14.
year,
Oh.
he could have probably been hella better and worked on some things. Now we're gonna have like what a rookie quarterback without 2 years of experience, and I don't like it because what's it called? The fans are gonna be like, what? Oh, should we have really drafted this guy? He looks so shit right now. And what? Isn't he gonna be a rookie next year without 2 years of playing? And he's gonna go through the growing pains most definitely. So I don't want no fans to bitch and moan about him not being that good. Just accept that he didn't play for like 2 years and just let it ride, I guess, because it's the coaching's fault for not starting him from week one. And I think Trey would have played pretty good. Well, I mean, he would have known people are saying like he's just a rookie, he's raw, and of course he's a rookie, but he knows the playbook. He knew it since OTAs or training camps, so
Right.
it would have been.
You don't have to worry about him next year anyway. Kyle's going to get blamed. If he looks bad next year, Kyle's going to get blamed completely for that anyway, so it's no big deal. And that's he'll be fine. But this year it was definitely a Super Bowl run. Kyle, I don't know if they were going to just go draft or pick and go with him, they would have got rid of Jimmy at the beginning of the season. So this is what's going on is pretty much what the plan was all along. I don't know exactly how they meant to deal. I think he meant to put Trey in more often than he did, but after they got into a rhythm, they started winning games. They just trashed that plan. So now you got this dilemma going on now. So it's still a drive for the playoffs. And I guess Kyle thinks he feels a little safer with Jimmy. But anyway, Jay, you got to score a W or L, or you got to score?
I say we're gonna win if we run the ball. So yeah, I guess.
Okay, so you want me? Should we put that next to your name? Run if we win the ball.
yeah, just put that.
You can't just
For
run the
30
game
times.
for four. You know, everybody says that, but you can't just run the ball for 4 quarters. You'll get beat that way too. So well, unless you're playing in a snowy blizzard like they were, the Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills, and then you better run the whole game. But otherwise,
yeah. You see, I never wanted Mac Jones because look what Bill Belichick did with him. Like he only threw the ball like.
Jay, we're not gonna be able to go there. We have to go there later. But listen, you got a W or an L? Or you got a just WL, or you want to score? Okay. Hey, is Sharon on the phone? Sharon, come on in, Sharon.
Hey, Ronbo, how are you?
Sharon, concerned and worried. But then again, as I've looked at that
You
Charger
always
game,
are concerned every game we play.
No, not every week. There's been a couple of weeks where I was overly confident, and we got beat. This week though, I say, I don't know what to expect with certain people out. With Debo, I feel
as long as we have
cocky confident.
Right. I think we got this. I think the Niners are gonna come out and dominate and get the win, and we barely shoot ourselves into the playoffs.
Oh, God, that would be interesting.
And I think Debo will play.
Yeah, he might. Because he's talking like he's okay, and he said he's going to be back in 1 week. This is 2.
Yeah, because they said he was going to be back before we play the Bengals, so I think he's going to be out there playing.
And sounded like he's not. Kyle probably told him to talk like that. Don't give anybody any ideas though what you think you're going to do this weekend.
Right.
Okay, we'll keep it to ourselves.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a good game. I think that it's going to be close. I don't know why. I just feel it's going to be a close one, and we win it by a field goal. But
the AFC.
Yeah, it's going to be like.
Yeah. Watching the AFC, I don't want to sound. I tell you what, there's only a couple of AFC teams that really look tough. The NFC looks overall the toughest between the two divisions, don't they? So I don't know. Maybe these guys haven't seen what they're about to see, because Fred Warner and company and Nick and all those crazy.
Well, I read somewhere. I don't know where I saw it, but I think it said Kyle had something up his sleeves, how he was going to use Jimmy or something. I don't know what they were talking about, but I guess we just want to wait till Sunday to see.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking they look a little more softer than the NFC. Every team we played in our division and NFC guys have been tough, But AFC teams, how many have we played this year? Well, how did
there was a couple I think we played this year.
Anyway, for physicality, I think we're a little tougher than these guys. And when it comes to that, if the 49ers can beat you up,
With a lot of things that is going on with the Bengals and them losing their wide receiver, which, rest in peace. That was a sad situation, but I think they're going to have a hard time to deal with what was going on when they found out about the wide receiver.
Whoa.
So
Demarius was with the Bengals, wasn't he?
Yes.
Oh, I forgot. I thought he was. Oh, I forgot. He's not with the Colorado. He's not with Denver anymore. No. Oh, that is gonna bother people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Feel bad about that.
Yeah, that was a sad situation.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of issues over there right now.
Yeah, including Joe's finger. No matter what he says, a quarterback with a hurt pinky, that's not a good thing. It's hard to grip the ball and control it. And every time it comes off your finger, it's going to hurt a little
Well,
bit.
there'll probably be a lot of fumbles from his end and maybe one interception from Jimmy, but let's hope not that he won't do that since he'll make up for last week. So let's hope he makes up for last week and not throw one.
But Joe's actually worse. So even if Jimmy throws one, Joe
Yeah, he is. I
will help
heard
him out.
about him that he is.
So
Yeah,
Joe,
exactly.
Jimmy, you threw one. I
But
can do better.
I think Alshire will have an interception, and I think it's going to be a great game. So I think we're going to win this game.
Well, okay, I'm going to put you down for a W. You want to put numbers down, or you want to put WL?
I'm going to say 24-21, and my mom says 27-17.
There you go. All right, so we pretty much all feel that we can still win this game, tongue in cheek.
I think we got this, Ronbo. But being overthinking.
Yeah. Because I watched that Chargers game and said, you know what? They don't look all that tough.
They don't. They look pretty soft. They don't look hard at all. If everybody else can beat them, I think we can come out and beat them too.
See, because if you put the bums rush on Joe, he seems to fold and start throwing wild, ridiculous passes.
Yeah.
I think that's how come he gets picked off. Let's see. All right.
I think we'll come out scoring first, because I feel like he might throw an interception early.
Wouldn't that be great? Especially if Doug
That'd
gets
be great.
Yeah. Fred Warner comes back fresh off a 2-week rest. Fred, there he goes, running into the end zone. Oh, Sharon called it Friday evening. She said it was going to be Fred.
I'm calling it now. I see Fred in the end zone. I'm calling it, Ronbo.
All right, Sharon, we got this. All right, Sharon, look forward to that happening. And I'll be hollering your name out loudly on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, okay, I'll be listening too.
All right. Have a great night,
Ronbo.
All right,
you too.
Bye.
You too, Ronbo. Bye-bye.
God, wouldn't that be funny, though, if Fred did come back in? He says, Aziz, think he gonna get all the INTs around here? No, he ain't. I'm back, Jack. I took this out of his hands. That's my boy, but I'm in charge out here. Hey, Dr. Pop Dragon.
Oh, man, Ronbo, the Bengals radio, they're just picking the Bengals 27-20.
That's all?
The people on they're picking the Bengals 38 to 17.
Okay, now see, I can see him doing that.
Confident.
I mean, saying that.
Oh, I can't. No. Ultimately, the reality is that this is a passing league, which means technically this is almost a finesse league. I believe that 49ers are a deeper team. I believe that they are a tougher team.
Yeah, I am.
I like the 49ers, 26-23 in this game because of those factors.
How many times have you watched the Bengals this year, Pop?
I've watched just about all of their games, and I believe that right now they could be missing 2 offensive linemen. They could be missing Joe Mixon. Joe Burrow isn't battle tested yet. Yeah, he's sick. Joe Burrow isn't technically battle tested, and I have noticed that their passing game has been slowed down much in the same way that people have been slowing down Kansas City by playing a lot more 2 deep zones, forcing you to kind of go down the field in 16 plays.
And Joe
that really plays into he will. But that does play into a situation where you have a team that really does have an elite second-level defense as far as linebackers go.
Yeah.
So that plays to our strength. The other thing is that they have 1 pass rusher. We have the best left tackle in the game. It's not even close. It just isn't close. So, ultimately, they're going to have to move that pass rusher around. He's not used to being moved around. Plus, guess what? He's not good at setting the edge or playing a game. 49ers excel at edge running. The reason why Compton is starting over the rookie is because Compton is a much better run blocker than he is a pass blocker. The 49ers absolutely cannot, under no circumstances, put Jimmy G in a situation where he has to pass the ball a lot. They got to keep his passes down to around 24. They got to run the ball 30 times. They do that, they win this game bloody. The minute they get away from that, and they get Jimmy G to step back there and throw the ball against this weak offensive line, it just doesn't favor the 49ers. Now, again, I'm only picking the 49ers, not because I'm a 49ers fan, but because I believe that the 49ers are a tougher team. They are a deeper team. They are a deeper team. Let me say that again. Deeper. Okay.
Bob, did you also notice their secondary, though? The Chargers, what's it, Herbert? Yeah, he got picked off a lot. This is the thing about the AFC. Like you're saying, it's all about passing. They're serious about that. And I think INTs are just something. If you went down to certain teams in the AFC, INTs are part of their offense.
Yeah. I mean, technically it is. Now, again, the 49ers we have some problems. We really do have some problems on this football team. But we're getting into we're in December now. So now you have to be able to run the ball. And the 49ers can run the ball. They can play defense. Now, again, for some reason, I think we're like top 5 as far as pass defense goes. But a part
somehow,
of that is just
like last year. I still don't
ball.
believe it when you see it, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, what people don't understand is that although Josh Norman is an absolute buzzkill, I mean, a lot of times he's in
position.
You go look around the league. Seriously, go look
He's
around
not the worst.
other people's secondary.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I agree.
He's in the vicinity. He's punching the ball out.
You know what, Pop? I'm going to go further than that. I'm going to say, since Burrow loves to launch that rocket, he's going to get it. Yeah. Norm's going to pick one off tomorrow or Sunday.
It's going to be Jimmy Ward picking him off. It's just we'll see, obviously. But the 49ers can afford to shoot themselves in the foot multiple times. They can handle one time, but they can't be doing 4 or 5. Last week was a travesty. I know everyone keeps saying, "Oh, the Seahawks." No. Wait a second now. I have never seen so many self-inflicted mistakes in one game in my life. I just haven't.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. The first time we played the Seahawks, same comedy of errors.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And some of it's like avoidable. It's like, why are you hitting the quarterback there? What are you doing?
I am convinced that the Hawks pay people. What made Trent Cannon, I love Trent, but what made him fumble the ball, fall down on it, try to get up and run again, and fumble it again? I said,
Voodoo Dolls.
What did you
do,
Trent?
Voodoo Dolls. Voodoo Dolls. They got Voodoo Dolls. They got Voodoo Dolls with 49 jerseys on. They poking them.
And I believe that. Yeah, you think I'm kidding? My grandmother used to scare me with that stuff. I'm telling you that. Okay, looks like we got to go, fam.
You're right.
You got a you got a WL on this or a score? Oh, you're at 26-23. I'm sorry, Pop. Jack,
okay,
Bob,
23.
All right, fam. Great stuff as usual. I love the way you broke it down.
Yeah, we got a shot. I'm just saying, we're tougher and we're deeper. They're injured. We're injured. I think there's going to be more injuries, and I think that right now they're just not tough enough. They're not tough enough.
I know. They don't look. Yeah. All right, Papa. I'm gonna see you Sunday, and we can say, we beat them up. They ain't ready for primetime beat ups.
That's right, baby. Let's go, Niners! Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get it done.
He's rolling around on the floor.
I want to hurt somebody. I want to hit you so hard.
We're gonna
hit you so hard your children's ribs are gonna be sore.
Pop, we're gonna go and listen. Don't hurt anybody at home, okay? All right, we'll talk to you Sunday. Brian, you stand by. He's gonna run out of air in a minute. He always does that. It's his endless fall. He loves doing this. It's good for him. It's the only cardio workout he gets a week.
All day, baby. All day.
Thanks, Pop. All right, Phil. Brian,
Let's go.
come on in, Brian, and give us a breakdown as to what you feel about this game coming up. And all right, for those of us who are fearful, should we be? I don't know. It's always something about a team that's not quite as physical that doesn't scare you, you know? But when they're tough, then you worry, even if they ain't that good. If they're physical, but these guys are not. I don't know, Brian, what are you thinking?
Well, first of all, shout out to you, Ronbo. Shout out to production. Shout out to the 49ers faithful. Man, we just got to go and be us. That's all. We just got to go out and be us. We got to execute, and then when all else fails, execute. You got to execute, man.
Yes, indeed. Well, that's always the case. And when they don't execute, yeah, we get a whooping.
Exactly. And Ronbo, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. I'm gonna go off script here.
All right.
What is it gonna take for us to get Roger Craig a gold jacket?
You know,
what is? I mean, come on now.
Me started on that. You know, I don't know what he's the first guy to do what other people are getting all kind of accolades for now. 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards passing. Y'all can't give him nothing. I mean, he's the first guy to do it. Right. I don't know what Roger did. Whose cornflakes did he pee in? But why did they treat him like that? I don't know.
He's the Ronbo. He was the first. He's the pioneer of the 1,000 yard club.
That should automatically put him in. Automatically.
Exactly. He was. I mean, it started with him.
They won't just quit. They'll just say, well, we put him in another bracket, so maybe he'll be considered for the Hall. And you know what, Brian? If Roger dies and they put him in afterward, somebody needs an ass whooping. And I'm talking several of the people that decided to vote no. What are you voting no for? Why? Explain that. Anybody on that sports writers, I think that's sports writers, whoever's doing that, what do you explain that? God, makes no sense.
Yeah, because, I mean, a Hall of Famer, it should be, according to Deion Sanders now, he's one of the best to do it. According to Deion, a Hall of Famer should be somebody that was impactful in the game, that you had to account for, whatever. And it's not necessarily stats, but
he won rings. He won rings.
He was a champion. He was a dynasty. He was on a dynasty.
I don't get it. And every year they overlook him. Every year. It's like now, well, as nobody's going to complain, let's not even talk about Roger this year. We want to talk about Roger this year. Guys, that bust should have been posted and displayed a long time ago. What are you talking about? Brian, who was a great running back during that period? Who else was running great? You go back in the years, there's some great running backs. But like you're saying, it's about impact, about winning, about trophies. It's all that is in the mix.
And he did, and he did it. I mean, he was part of the offense. Some people want to say, well, he never led the league in rushing, whatever like that. He didn't have to. But he was still impactful. He was part of that offense. He was part of the West Coast in the West Coast at its peak.
He defined it. That short passing game was because of him. Teams couldn't deal with that. I mean, granted, Walsh was ahead of his time, and defenses weren't ready for that yet. But it's too bad. That's nothing to do with his accomplishment. How?
Because there are other guys that played his position short amount of period of time. and they got gold jackets. So you mean to tell me that this guy was on a dynasty team, and he was the first to do what he did, and you know, and then you got guys
fit to give him
like Marshall Faulk. You got Marshall Faulk and
I know Marshall Faulk didn't have that.
The running back.
He wasn't. He did what Craig did for a shorter period of time. You know.
Right.
Frank Gore. Yeah. I tell you what, Brian. Frank Gore is going to go through the same thing. I see it coming. They're going to do Frank.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sorry, and that's the same way for Frank. That's the same way for Frank. Right? If they don't let Frank in, they don't give Frank a gold jacket, it's gonna be it need to be smoke in the city.
They're not.
Yeah.
Gonna find a
but
way
I just had to ask you that. I just had to ask you that, Ronbo.
It's a sore subject for most of us, 49er fans. That just doesn't make any sense. But they're going to continue to ignore them.
And I want to. Do we need to get a petition going on, or as a hey man, to the NFL? Hey, NFL Hall of Famers, you know.
Can they sign off on it? You know what? Like Laker Tomlinson's circulating now a tweet for every time a person retweets, give him a vote into the Pro Bowl. Laker's got a campaign.
Right.
Maybe we should do that for Roger too. Hey, but fam, Brian, who's going to win this game though? Real quick, we're only down to 30 seconds. Can you tell us who's going to win this game or lose this game? Or you want to give a score?
It's going to be tough, Ronbo. I'm going to give you a score. I'm gonna say it's going to be tough, but I think the Niners can come out. I'm going to say 38-24. 38-24.
A lot of points. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fam.
So
I like that. All right, Brian. And keep fighting that fight. And if I see a petition, I'm going to sign it in a heartbeat. Most 49er fans will. So,
right.
You know, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to sign it, and I'm signing you a couple of forges in there, too.
There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Have open up accounts for anybody you know that don't even have social media accounts and stuff like that. All right, Brian.
Okay, Ronbo.
See you Sunday.
All right, Joey. All right, later.
All right,
bye.
Yo, JT.
Ronbo. What's happening?
JT.
Wait, hold on. Let me rephrase that real quick. Old boy from TNT, Trez.
Yeah.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Put some red gold in it. Hey, I can do that for you right now, JT. Sprinkle. This is Trez's bowl. Trez, you don't mind if we share your bowl tonight? I'm gonna just go ahead and put that in Christmas time anyway. Some of these decorations need to be had anyway. You know what I'm saying? JT, good to hear from you. Hey, so we're looking at a game that the 49ers better not lose, and they had no business losing last week. And I figure they're going to come out a little pissed off style. But then again, so are the Bengals, because they got their butt handed to them last week as well. Worse than 49ers did. What do you think of JT?
I'm thinking we're going to have a bounce back. We're going to bounce back, just like I told one of my partners at work today. I wasn't too happy about the loss against. There was a freaking conspiracy. I don't know what it is. But every time we play the Seahawks, it just is for some freaking weird reason, we always lose.
It can never be a clean loss, too. Is that what you're ready to say? It can never be a clean loss. There has to be some controversy involved. Yep.
Yeah, it's never a clean. It's always some bull ass shit. But and I'm just gonna move. I'm gonna move on past all that. But it's all good. We'll go ahead and take that one to the chin because the Seahawks ain't gonna go nowhere this year. They, for every Seahawks fan that's on this chat, they can take that to the bank.
They know.
And all these Cowboy fans that's on the chat here. I was just looking something up. From what I can tell here. Let me see. Since 1999, the Cowboys, for every time they went to the playoffs, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losses opposed to their 1, 2, 3 wins. And in the last since 1999, 1998.
I'm glad you went and looked it up.
And
too.
these Cowboys fans want to talk about
bring that fun.
we gonna lose in the first round. Well, let me rephrase some. Let me bring some history. Bring some history back on here. The last time I checked, and I could have sworn I was thinking about this. I was like, well, every time the Cowboys go to the playoffs, they always lose in the first round. But they want to talk. They want to talk all their little boo boo about. We gonna lose in the first round. Man, come on, get the hell out of here with that smack, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. I didn't see the Cowboys make it to the Super Bowl. We went to the Super Bowl twice in the last 10 years. Where the Cowboys at?
See, like you're saying, JT, you need credibility to first before you apply for a license to talk crap. All right, coming up in here, and you know, Cowboy fans. It's like Stephen A. Smith. If there's one thing I agree with him about is the Cowboy fan base. Them people, boy.
Sounds pretty crazy to think we've been to the Super Bowl twice in 10 years.
You know, I just don't see the Cowboys. They're going to lose this weekend. Who they playing?
Yeah, they're going to lose this weekend.
They're playing WFT.
They can take that one to the bank.
And the WFT.
Straight up.
What? I know, you know. It's going to be funny. And then, see, go ahead.
But I wanted to say something. That this is I'm not even going to speak on the Cowboys anymore because we already know what's going to happen when they go to the playoffs this year. I'm gonna just say this. I'm going to say this one more thing about the Cowboys. When the Cowboys go to the playoffs this year, they're going to lose in the fucking first round, and they can take that one to the bank.
Oh God!
And I'm going to say this too about the last game when we played the Seahawks, Ronbo. You know, when that pass, when we were at the goal line, I was watching it, and I kind of watched the game, kind of, I was just watching the game, and I noticed that, everybody wants to talk smack about how Jimmy Garoppolo went to Trent Sherfield twice. I think Trent Sherfield was he would have caught the ball. He was kind of open, Ronbo. If it wasn't for that deflected pass, that pass got blocked, and Trent Sherfield was open.
You mean in
and
the
I
end
get it.
he
he was open.
That was
in the end
Sherfield
zone.
on that pass. He got knocked down. And Jimmy even said so. Had it not got knocked down, he was confident that was going to be completed. So yeah.
Yeah, it would have. It would have been a touchdown. We would have won that shit if that ball wasn't deflected.
We needed 2 points to win, and that's the thing that's a real dilemma. Okay, we got 6. We could tie it with 7. Are we going for 2 and win this game? What does the saying go? You play to tie at home, you play to win on the road. So we would have had to go for 2. Yeah.
We would have had to go for 2 to win the game. And I'm not saying we would have won the game, but I'm just saying we could have went to overtime, because if that pass didn't get deflected, we would have went to overtime.
Definitely went to overtime.
Or we would have won the game.
Nothing else. Or win. Well, no, you still needed 1 point to tie. So we needed 7 to tie, 8 to win.
Well, I'm pretty sure if we would have got the touchdown, I'm pretty sure.
Am I right about that? Is that 7 or 8? We needed 8 to tie? No, we needed 7 to tie. I forgot the score.
We needed 7 to tie.
23 to 30, yeah. No, yeah. 2 would win, 7 would tie.
Yeah, it would have been 7 to tie. So I'm a firm believer, Ronbo, that if that pass didn't get deflected, we would have went to overtime. I don't think Kyle Shanahan would have been that brave enough to been like, you know what, we're going to try to go for the knockout punch and go for 2. I think we would have took it to overtime, and then I think we would have had a better chance to win that game.
Well, we're almost out of time now, JT. What's the score now for this game coming up Sunday?
Well, I'm gonna say this: the score for this game, Ronbo, I think we're gonna beat the Bengals. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say one last thing. The Bengals, it's gonna be to Jimmy G's favor this week, because the Bengals, they're weak in their secondary too, just like us. And not only that, they don't really cover the middle, like how Garoppolo likes to throw in the middle.
Yeah.
They don't defend the middle field very well.
Yeah, I was watching
and
that
I think
last
it's going to be.
Yeah, so we're going to see.
And
what
I think it's going to be very beneficial. I think we're going to bounce back this week, Ronbo.
All right. So what do you
So
got for a score, Jay?
I think we're going to win
Okay, what do you got?
28-14.
28-14, something like me. Okay.
28-14, 49.
All right, fam. JT, good stuff, man. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to look for you Sunday, and hopefully this comes into reality. All right.
Hey, and for y'all Cowboy fans and all you Seahawk fans, go suck on some pee-pee.
Yeah. All right, JT. We're going to go. Let me see you Sunday. All right. Bye, JT. Bobo
All right.
says, really sick and tired of getting swept by Seattle. Oh, Bobo, I could have said that 7 years ago. It's been rough. I don't know why we have to lose to them people. But Bobo, thanks for that contribution. Hey, Marion.
What up, Ronbo? What's going on?
Man, we're just looking at what we got planned coming up on Sunday, and they could win, but I'm not scared of them like I was until I watched them play against the Chargers. Well, you know what? They're good, but I mean, they ain't. I don't know. What are you thinking?
Man, I don't know why everybody just around here acting like it ain't playoff time, man. We're going to win this ball game, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care how it's looking. I don't care who ain't in there. We're going to win it. Joe Burrow, Furlough, we're going to not by 14, baby. That's what I'm saying.
Wouldn't that be
I ain't
special?
got time for all this, man. I ain't got time for all this. Everybody, I get we breaking it down and all that, man, and talk about Jimmy. You can throw the ball 50 times. I don't give a damn. We gonna win, okay?
That's
Have all that. All right. No, man. No Trey. Lance should have started week 1. Why? He don't have no foot. His footwork is bad, and he can't put touch on the ball. Let him sit there. He can run, but he can't throw. So, hey, now it's about 14, baby. We got time for all that, man. Got time for all that negative stuff. It's be simple.
You know what,
never.
You know what? A running game, I'm a little concerned. As long as you run behind Trent all day, but I don't know if JaMychal Hasty, he can't take a lot of contact. I'm convinced of that by this point. Because if he could, he wouldn't miss as many games as he has since he's been with us. Everything hurts him. Whereas Elijah Mitchell, he'd probably play tomorrow if they let him. But finally, the coach said, Elijah, before your mama called me, don't let you play this weekend. You cannot play. Your finger, your head, your knee. I can just see, because I know he wants to play. Because that boy is tough. So, but you got Jeffrey Wilson Jr. I'm hoping we can run. You need that balance.
Man, it don't matter. I mean, you can put Kyle Hughes in the running back. It don't matter, man. I ain't worried about all that, man. Hell, you want to run the ball, put Trey Lance ass back down and let him run a couple plays. Who gives a damn? My only concern of this whole game is Trey Higgins, because I played against this cat, not personally, but you know him before the state Seminole, and when he was at Temple, he just found a way to aggravate my nerves. So that's the only person I'm concerned with our secondary.
Yes.
I don't think that Josh Norman going to start, though. I don't think that. I really think that they're going to sit Josh Norman, which they should, because he know how to just give free yards, However,
and constantly running behind. Every time you look up, you see him trailing the receiver. I'm saying, Josh, where you learn how to do that, man? Why don't you step? If you can't step back, then I don't know why you. What fundamentals, Marion?
He's slow. He done lost a step. He's slow. Okay, I mean, I'm listening. Listen, I'm in Florida, and I was listening to the KBR, and like they were saying, when Barrett went down, one thing the 49ers didn't do is they didn't beef up their secondary. You went and drafted guys, but they're not ready to get on the field, which makes no sense to me, because I didn't like Auburn when he was at Michigan. So let's start there. But, at the end of the day, if the pass rush could do what they did last Sunday,
then you can put up with
Joe Burrow
with half to so secondary. And Kwaski T's not back there either, which worries me. I don't know if he's playing this week.
He's not. I don't know either. We'll find out Sunday. But got to think, Joe Burrow's still a rookie. You know what I'm saying?
Basically.
He got hurt
he missed a year.
Second, third game of the season. He's still a rookie. So hey, now it's about 14. Write it down. We're gonna win this game, and Jimmy G can have the game of his life. and we finna go on a 5-game winning streak. I ain't got time for all that
I like
shit,
that.
man.
I
Y'all
like
talk about
that.
some.
I support and endorse that. I like that. All right. So
I'm riding with Jimmy G until your gray hair falls off. Let's go Niners, baby.
I'm going to put down score plus 14 no matter what. And that gives you know what, fam, that's an option too. What Marigan's doing that's fine too. You can say plus 7, plus 14, plus 21. That way you're not doing numbers, but you're providing a gap so we can give you credit for that. All right.
I'm providing a gap.
Put more than plus 14.
Yeah.
Win.
Because no matter what now, we're going to win this game.
All right.
In Cincinnati, because we always do win Cincinnati. Let's go, baby.
This goes all the way back to Montana, you know?
The last time we lost was 2003 with Jeff Garcia. No, seriously. The last time we lost with Jeff Garcia and T.O. in 03 in Cincinnati. I remember that now. But that was a long time ago. Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
See you Sunday, baby.
All right, man. Looking forward to it.
All right, man.
All right, man. I like that kind of confidence. And as I asked the question of what time is it?
Should we let the viewers say? Or is it Niners all day?
Norm! It's always a pleasure to hear you, especially on prediction night. I mean, I'd be scared these days because I don't want to fall out the playoff picture. And there they are. They've been beating people to death all year long. Surprise wins. You didn't think they was ready yet. Got Jamar Chase out there running faster than cars. And you got T. Higgins out there running around so sharp that people have to be put in the hospital for broken ankles. So, I'm figuring, and then they got Mixon, he's out there running all between the tackles and doing a good job. Has a touchdown in every game except for last week. I think he got one, maybe got one last week. So, they look tough, But what are you thinking?
Thinking Joe Burrow his throwing game is kind of off because didn't he hurt his hand or something?
His pinky, right finger, yeah.
Is that that's his throwing hand too?
Yeah, but he took lessons from Mahomes on how to throw that ball left-handed, so he might be ready.
He might be ready for that. Our defense gonna have to be ready for that. I think our offense gonna have to be ready for their secondary, which is I'm hearing it's not the best secondary that you've seen. Yeah. Jimmy G might have to get ready to throw like multiple touchdowns. He might have to wake his game up and get like multiple touchdowns, shut some of these haters up, some of these naysayers, get the Niners. The Niners are already in the playoff picture. Just keep them in there alive and well.
Yeah, but I still want them to run because these guys are they're not that tough. I want them to soften them up.
You know, they had a Niners run camp. They had tryouts this week. They was trying to get guys to come in. And are you worried about the run game right now?
I mean, a lot. Just from what you just said, I'm already worried. Because, if we're holding tryouts in week 14, we have issues. Man.
The tree outs, man. It's like the longest yard that we have to get is the 1 yard line. That's why they have the tree outs. The team needs you. All these fans that's talking about how judging the team needs you. Go to the tree outs.
Mm-hmm. So, they picked up that one guy. Kyle knows.
I think they can win this game though. Like, is Debo gonna be in there?
Well, see, Debo's talking like, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. And the status says questionable. I don't know what the answer to the question is, though.
The question is, can he play?
Yeah.
Like, oh, no. And if he can play, then that is a good addition. Even with the guys we got, I just think everybody got to, step up and play that role and put last week behind us. Everybody talk about them calls and all that stuff. That's what we was talking about a couple of weeks before that. We was laughing at fans about how they complain about calls, and then the next week
we get it. It's always going to be like that.
We take what we had to dish out. Anyway, all I'm saying is this week though, I want to see a trend that's going on with the Niners this year. They've been pretty frisky with these felines that we've had to face this schedule. Think about the ones we had to face.
Which ones?
The Lions, felines. Then there was the Jaguars. And then now we
Hey,
got the Bengals. Them the only
hey.
felines we had to deal with this year, right? Can we pet these? Can we bring some meow mix to the field? You know what I'm saying? Can we make these Bengals look like Heathcliff? You know what I'm saying? Can we make Joe Burrow look like Gar on the field so he can look like John Arbuckle in the podium trying to owe these fans an
I forgot
apology?
about they all are big cats. I just realized.
I
I
just
didn't
want I
think
want
about
y'all to
that.
catch all those punchlines on there. I know y'all don't, I know some of y'all don't, y'all it makes me it's cringeful to see these calls because it really makes your brain work. So
Yeah, you
y'all
need to go. You
y'all
need to go in
got
the
too much
chat,
info.
Norm.
Y'all too smart.
And
I ain't in the chat,
you
bro.
go.
That chat is
You'll you'll
no
you'll see Texas boy.
is all the chat you gonna see from me, bro. But like, you know, like okay, so I will say this. I see about the chat, Seahawks rain. It's raining, all right. It's not the rain
This
that we are
Seahawks
talking
rain.
about. In Texas, boy, these Cowboys, man, bro. Look, if y'all can be, if Taylor Heineke whoop y'all like he almost beat Tom Brady,
Ooh, lights out in Dallas. Really, the whole city will go black. Cause they was ooh man. You guys
like
lose
all
the
that
WFT,
trash y'all
please.
talking about the Niners, they still all these trash they talking about the Niners, they might mess around and end up having to play us. You feel me? That first
Wouldn't that be
week, if we
great?
keep winning these, this is a game that the Niners need to win, and I predict them actually winning this game 30-20, 31-20.
There you go.
The 49ers, what it does. I think Jimmy G needs to come out there and get at least two TDs under his belt. Well, I don't care if he get one off the grass and one on his ass, but he got to get two TDs this game
Look at
to
Ryan.
clear his name
Norm is
up because
rhyming.
everybody like trying. You know, every time the Niners lose, who's the first person they point to? It's not the coach. It's not the refs. It's not the draft picks that they get. It's Jimmy G. So he got to step his game up and you know what I'm saying, prove these haters that it's not just me that makes this team win or lose every week.
Norm, it's not going to help any because if he wins, it wasn't because of him. Okay, so
And
this is
they
the
gonna
Jimmy G
still
treatment.
ask why Trey Lance wasn't on the field. I think they should put Trey Lance in there just to do that rotation they was doing all the season. Let that happen. Feel me? Get that going.
You know, especially if we get on the 1 yard line, and I would like to see it because
Yeah.
Trey can hustle.
Put the
He can
guy in
hustle
there
around
and
that
see what he
corner.
can do. Get the guy in there and see what he can do. He might. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
Well, Norm, I got you down. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna look for you Sunday, and you got Norm's score. Norm, this
31
game
to 20.
31-20. Yeah.
31 to 20. I think
Yeah.
I said 30. It was like 30. Yeah, low
Yeah, I
30s
think that was
today.
what it was. Yeah. Okay.
It's that
All right, Norm.
average the Niners got this season. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
but that
saying?
30, 31, 28, 38, I think they can't go to 40. Niners need to go to 40 at least sometime. It's too late now.
Yeah,
Everybody we
well,
play.
it'll be a 2-score margin. I say 2 to 3 score margin of victory. And Jimmy G scores at least 2 touchdowns.
Whoa.
One off the grass and one on his ass.
All right, Norm. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, y'all. That's
Have a
all I
great
gotta
night,
say.
man.
And his Niners.
Oh.
Dang.
Yo. Hey, Jay.
What's up, Ronbo?
Jay, man, we're sitting here looking at a team that actually looks scary, but I don't know if they are scary. Jay, you see the Chargers game last week against this Cincinnati team? I thought they was going to beat the Chargers to death. And as I sat there and watched, I said, well, you know what? This is, and already Joey Bosa already went and sat down. How come they ain't tearing the Chargers up? So as I kept watching, have they been overrated? Maybe. So, I don't know. But Jay, what are you looking at? What are you seeing?
I'm seeing that. People saying, I don't know. I see a close game. I see a close game. I think, I'm gonna say 24-21. Niners.
All right.
By 3.
Field goal. Well, because we're getting used to that, Jay. We can't never just sit and relax. We have to be on the edge of the chair and like I be doing. I'm on my knees in front of my mic now. We just can't go out there and just dominate. We got to wrestle and fight with teams all the way to the fourth quarter. It's nerve wracking. But go ahead, break it down.
The reason why I say that is because of our secondary. Our secondary is probably our weakest point on our defense side, and I don't know. It really hurt when Mosley went down. He's,
And Verrett.
I'm going to say the corners. Yeah, Andrew. Well, Verrett being out, but I'm saying since last week, But if we can get to Joe Burrow, I think we could put him out early. But
see, that's the thing. I think Joe Burrow's going to see some pressure he didn't see every week. Because them teams, and Joey Bosa went out last week, and they still had Joe throwing the ball in weird places and throwing under pressure and getting picked off. So if that's the case, why? It just sounds like, okay, the 49ers, I probably put a better pressure on than last week's Chargers. Now, if he couldn't handle last week's Chargers, we're going to sit there and watch the game and wonder why is he able to handle the 49ers pass rush? Because
we got Nick Bosa, and I believe Nick Bosa is going to get a sack. You know what I'm saying? And I think
Jordan Willis is too. And if he fools around too much, DJ Jones is go get him. I got a feeling Eric Armstead, this boy's going to be under some serious pressure this week. Like he ain't seen.
Hopefully, I hope so. I hope he's running for his life, really. You know what I'm saying? But, it's...
You better get rid of the ball quick. And if he's waiting for them long routes to develop, he is definitely going down. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
They probably know better than to
and
do
they're going
that.
another reason I test our secondary early because of some fact what we've been through in the past here in this season. So I think they're going to try to go deep. I don't think, and y'all said Joe Mixon is sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think they're going to try to test.
But if they go deep, that means that gives the defensive line a little more time. So I hope they do go deep.
True. But,
And often.
They're going to try.
Jay, you're right, though. If the 49ers score first, that's all they're going to do. They're going to go deep all day if they get behind because they have to.
Correct. And plus our secondary.
And then there's that.
So hopefully, our corners is especially,
But you know what you're going to see, though? You're going to see the cover two. I know we're famous for cover three, but you see the cover two this week. Why? Because Joe loves to throw. Mixon's almost got 1,000 yards, though. If you know what? Okay, so we got to stop. I don't know how Mixon's feeling, though. They say he's sick. We'll see.
Yeah, he might come show up. He might come play. Never know.
Clown Man says Joey Bosa just played him, right? Joey 100% told Nick Bosa and our D-line how to control the offensive line. I forgot about that. Joey's brother was taking notes last week.
Yeah, he's gonna tell him. Yeah, he gonna tell him. He gonna give him the lowdown. I think hopefully the referee can call these holding plays and
they ain't gonna do it.
Let
I gave up.
Bosa eat. You did?
You can't hold all of them, though. You know what? Even if they hold Joey, I still think some of those other guys are going to get loose. Their offensive line's got some people missing, too, which is why I think they almost killed Joe last week. He coughed it up on a couple of fumbles. He threw about 2 or 3 INTs. I think 2 INTs. He is the worst INT machine in the league right now. He's at 14, and we're in week 14. And he's already thrown his 14th. I look for him to throw 15.
Okay.
Tomorrow or Sunday.
Yeah, he's gonna at least throw one to Jimmy Ward. I think Jimmy Ward gonna get him a pick. Hopefully, I think he's gonna. We could put pressure on him. I think we could pressure him throwing a pick. Hopefully,
let it be for 6. No, I don't want to put any more stress on our defense than necessary. So, 24-21 for Jay. All right. Well, Jay, I'm gonna see you Sunday and say Jay got it 24-21. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fam.
Take care. Yeah.
Good to hear from you, Jay.
All right. Appreciate what you do, Ronbo.
Thanks,
You have a good
fam.
night, brother.
Looking for you Sunday. All right. There's Jay out.
All right.
Jay out in Doc Papa Dragon's neighborhood in Tennessee. Hey, Bethel.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Bethel. Well, here we go again. Another Sunday. Another. What are we gonna do? You know.
I was actually watching some of that game, and the thing that turned it around for the Bengals was Bosa actually went out of the game with an injury, and that changed the whole game. That, they started making points, they started moving the ball, they started doing all this because that pressure wasn't getting to them like when Bosa was in there.
Mm-hmm.
So Bosa made the big difference on what was going on, on there on the line. So, that was the only reason that, that is actually became a, closer game.
But Beth, you know what? He went out in the first half. I think, this is the thing. They brought in another guy that's Bosa's understudy that did a pretty good job too. But you know what? Nick knows Joe Burrow. They hung out while I think Joe must have been a freshman, junior, something like sophomore maybe. They know each other. They hung out and they played ball. So Nick already says, how Nick says in the you say I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna just reacquaint myself with Joe this week. Nick kills me talking. Such a violent guy that talks like he talks.
Yeah.
So it should be funny.
But so it's it should be a good game because both teams are kind of even on everything, and and I remember the last time we played them, we actually that was I think one of our first complete game that our offense and our defense both did good on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, was that 2 years ago? Yeah, 2019. That was funny. I mean, from the first snap, we sacked the quarterback in the end zone.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember there was a lot of Niner fans there, so like a home game for them. So maybe I'll do the same thing with this game. Maybe we'll fill up that stadium like we did last time.
But the Bengals fans are a little more excited about their team now, though. So maybe I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, but, and then another fact that I want, this was a Dallas Cowboys fan. I remember he put on the chat that he goes to a bunch of they're always winning the division, but the thing is that they're always winning the division because that's the sorriest division in the division. So, how can you be proud of that?
I know, right?
If we would have been in that division, we would have been in the playoffs every year.
I mean, every year.
We would have been getting,
even our worst years.
So, yeah. So I don't know how you can be proud of that.
Cowboys fans are shameless. You know this.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the WFT, but the WFT is getting better and may even beat the Cowboys this weekend. I wouldn't put it past them. And then, of course, you got the Eagles who just can't decide whether they want to be a good team or not. They have their years here and there. Washington, Dallas, WFT. Who's the other team?
Giants.
Oh no!
Yeah.
So that's why it's not a job to win in the NFC East, Texas boy. Hey man, why are you coming in and embarrass yourself like that all the time? But go ahead.
Yeah, it's just it's just kind of funny that he's trying to put all this out there, and and they're in the sorriest division around. So I go. I won't be, putting that kind of stuff out there, but
but he's good for comedy relief. I mean, because if they
Yeah.
lose, we won't see him for a couple of games, and then all of a sudden he shows up when they win. So it's always hilarious.
And then I think I seen that I think one of the guys that we drafted, I think in the draft, was teammates against I don't know if it was the right receiver or the quarterback. I'm not sure. But I heard that that they should put him out there because he knows more about him.
About what,
Because I
Burrows?
guess they were teammates or something. No, the wide receiver, the one that they drafted.
Oh, the wide receiver we drafted? Or
No,
their
the
wide
one
receiver?
that they drafted. Yeah, their wide receiver.
And you say
Number one.
we picked up a guy that played with him?
Yeah, that they were teammates. That he knows really good about him. He played against him, so I think they said that they should put him in because he knows more about him. I guess.
Maybe.
So,
I'm going to look into that. But we're gonna go though. So Bethel, what score you got for this game?
I'm thinking this is gonna be a close game, so I'm just gonna put a W, a win for us.
Okay.
And
All right.
and hopefully Kyle does what he did. Let the running backs, different people, go in there and see who has the hot hand, and and ride with it, and don't be,
don't get cute.
trying to do some cute stuff.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Bethel, we're gonna have to go, and I'm gonna put you down for Bethel as a W versus the L, and Bethel, we'll see you Sunday.
All right, good show, Ronbo. Hit
Thanks,
a like
man.
for Ronbo Sports. Let's go Niners.
Thanks, Bethel. Have a great night,
All right,
too.
good night, Ron.
Thanks, man. Bobo says this game should be on prime time. And you know what? They already flexed it once, Bobo. You know it was going to be earlier. It's 4 o'clock in the East when they start, 4:25. So that's why it was going to be a morning game for us. So, at least they made it afternoon on the West Coast. But it's going to be an evening game for the East Coast people. So I guess there's that. And Normal Gamer says they should play Trey Lance against the Bengals. All right. Thanks for that contribution, Normal Gamer. All right. Emilio.
What's happening?
Here we go again with. I should feel good because we don't like to play at home. And you remember last time we lost and they went to Chicago. You was at that game, in fact. And all of a sudden the 49ers woke up. We could play. All right, let's go. Because I didn't really have any. I didn't know what to think after that beat down they got from. I think that was the Colts. So, and now you go through the embarrassment of the loss. So I figured they were going to Cincinnati this week. Okay, somebody got to pay for that. You guys are sitting out here. Let's go. I'm figuring they're gonna come in with attitude. God, just ridiculous.
Yeah, they should. I mean, it's kind of they should be pissed off. We lost it in the way we did.
Especially for that reason. I lost a bunch of clowns. He had no business losing that game.
I guess that's just that game. It is what it is. We lost to Seattle, but season ain't over yet. We still got some. We still got a little breathing room, just a little bit. We just gotta pull aside to get a win out of this game.
I'll take 2 4-game winning streaks. I mean, we won 4 before we got to Seattle. And lose this time, we got 5 left. So lose 1, damn it, and then go on a 5-game streak and finish 11-6.
That'd be nice.
I'll take that.
Everything's possible.
Yeah.
No, it's just people blame Jimmy. They complain because Debo wasn't there. So there's so much just going on.
Hey, I agree about Debo, though. Debo makes a difference. No matter where, Debo makes a difference. Everybody else can be missing, but if Debo's playing, you got a chance. That boy is straight money.
I'm not even. You know what? No. My thing is, I think we lost this game because I've noticed and I've been watching all these games. And the way every team has been winning, they've been running the ball. Almost every single team has a hell of a running game. All these games are running. The reason we lost and the reason we've been losing at times, we get away from our run game. Shanahan gets so nervous and starts panicking. He wants to start throwing the ball. I'm like, dude, stop doing that. Like I said, if you'd have just kept what you're doing, run the ball, you would have had a better chance.
And finally softened them up. But you know what the problem is? Because they'd shut the run game down. So the guys were going 3 and out. They were forced into throwing the ball most of the time. Because Shanahan, Kyle run that ball all day. He doesn't care. And whatever's affected him and Belichick, they could give a rat's butt about the media and everybody complaining about, man, all they did is run the ball. Belichick, I'll run it again. Kyle too, But they got stopped.
If you look at that game with the Patriots with Mac Jones, what happened? Running the ball. So, Mac Jones only threw the ball 3 times.
Hey, winning is winning. Later for the decoration, pop, and circumstance, I'm winning. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's about winning a game. No matter how you win, it's just as long as you win it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're throwing the ball. It doesn't matter if the defense wins the game. It's about winning the game. You just got to find a way to win the game and a way to how to win the game and a way to win the game. So,
but you're right. It's a passing league, okay. But you know what? If you're not running, it's about a 70-30% chance you're going to lose. Because passing is not high percentage. Running is, especially if you got a good offensive line. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
like I said,
it's
just, yeah, that's the only other thing. Like I said, a lot of our guys are faster than usual because they run the ball a lot.
Wears out the defense.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter, that defense is so tired they can't stand up. Why? Because you beat them up. You hit them in the mouth. 4 quarters. In the fourth quarter, they're bleeding so bad they're ready to just lay down. I like it.
Yeah, I just said we need to run it, but I know they've been saying that Cincinnati secondary. I don't give it that. We need to run it. We want to win this game. We need to run the hell out of the ball. I don't care who's back there running back. We need to run the ball. Shanahan needs to not get away from his game plan and run the hell out of the ball. That's how we won those last couple of games. That's how we need to win the rest of the games. Run the hell out of the ball.
Yep.
If you got a problem, might as well just go get Gore. Say, hell, what's the difference?
I know, right?
Go get Gore. You want to run the ball.
Love it, too.
Yeah,
he'd love this team, actually, when you think about it.
Exactly. That'd be perfect for him. Run the ball. Have Gore back there. I'm surprised they haven't gone to. I know Gore said he don't want to play for nobody if it's not going to the Super Bowl, but hey, Gore would within a heartbeat would say, you know what, I'm coming back.
He'd come back. If they ask Frank to come back, he'd come back. He's talking about a contender. San Francisco? No, I'll play for them anyway.
Of course. He said he wants to play with San. He would love to play with San. I don't get why they don't don't give him, at least give him a phone call. At least give him a tryout. That'd be at least one thing to do. Try it out. If he works out or not. That'd be one thing to do.
Mm-hmm. I tell you what, what's going to happen, man? Because we're going to run out of time here in a second. What do you got? Are we winning or losing?
Oh, we're winning. It's going to be a close game. But we're running the ball. We're going to win 34-28.
All right. Yeah, it should be fun.
We just need to make sure we head on to the ball and we win it.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Emilio. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're looking for you Sunday and 34. They got that down? Yeah. 34 to, what'd you say, 34 what? 28.
28.
No. All right.
I said we get that last scoring touchdown at the end of the game and we win this game.
Yeah. Because we just got tired of fooling with them. All right, fam. I'll look for you Sunday.
All right.
All right. Night, Emilio.
All right, you have a good night.
You too. Thanks, fam. See, Billy Lee, you crying because the 49ers had 2 Super Bowls in 10 years. Do you know how many teams wish they could say that? Boy, I mean, Hawks only had 2. Who's had more than 2 in the last 10 years besides the Patriots? Seriously, chat, think about that for a second. In the last 10 years, and I wish somebody would say something about the Cowboys. In the last 10 years, how many teams have been to the Super Bowl twice? You got the Hawks, you got the 49ers, Yeah, I really got to think about that one for a minute. Hey, Ellis.
What's up, Ronbo?
Ellis, man, we're sitting up here getting ready to make another prediction. What do you say going to happen here?
Yeah, Niners by 13, 14. You know,
Yeah.
it's the way I'm feeling. It's the way I'm living. Yes, sir.
Have the Steelers been to the Super Bowl twice in the last 10 years? I don't remember the Steelers being in the Super Bowl since in the last 10 years. They've been twice? I don't remember the Steelers being in the Super Bowl twice in the last 10 years. Didn't they go in 2010, 13, 12, 13? The Steelers ain't been doing
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, they won last time they went, but it's been a long time since they've been that far. But but anyway, go ahead with the this week's game though.
Man, you know, I'm just expecting you know, Kyle to utilize our weapons. You know, when we can get a real overall distribution of the football to the weapons that we possess on this team, you know, I don't think there's any team that can really stop us. I mean, we have our guys that can take over a game. You know, we got Debo, we got George that can go for 200, and him and Debo, between him and Debo. I mean, they could equal up to 400 plus yards on offense. You know what I mean? In one game, if we distribute the ball properly. Of course, that would involve a lot more passing. You know, which, you know, that we're not going to ever be doing anything like that. But I think if Kyle can actually utilize all of our weapons, you know, i.e., now that we got Juwan Jennings, he's been open a whole lot, you know, and actually doing well. He shows to be trustworthy. Him and Brandon Ayuk was wide open several times, a lot of the time. Then we'll be able to actually, you know, get some kind of a production. But if we just depend on the running game and one of our receivers or our offensive weapons, you know, to be the end all be all, then, you know, we're not going to win this game.
Yeah,
we're going to have to.
It's still limited. Ellis?
But yeah, no, I'm here. I just had to try to get the volume down, the noise down over here on my end. with my youngins.
I see. I heard him raging.
Yeah. I had to go in the
do
room.
that. They got to do it. You got to do it. It's healthy.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just not when I'm on the phone. You know what I mean? So I had to relocate. Just had to relocate real quick and try to minimize it. But yeah, man, if we can actually utilize our guys and get some distribution of the football, you know, to all of the talent that we have, Ronbo, you know, this game will be in the bag, because you can rest assured that the Bengals are looking to have T. Higgins, you know, Jamar Chase, and what's his name? Is it Tyler Boyd?
Routes. Who?
Tyler Boyd, that receiver that's on there, it's on the Bengals. Yeah. He's actually good too. I don't know if his first name is Tyler, but the last name Boyd.
Yeah, I was watching the game,
the
Chargers game. I just remember Higgins and Jamar Chase, ball beat him all up in the hands, bounced up in the air, and got picked. You know, got to one of them.
And from what I hear, they got a decent. Yeah, and I mean, and that works into our favor defensively. So hopefully, you know, our guys are looking forward to, you know, getting some of those takeaways for us. You know, it'll be vital, especially with applying the pressure from the defensive line on Joe Burrow and getting him, you know, getting him to want to cough up the ball a little prematurely and go in the wrong directions. We have to take advantage of that.
Because he'll let it fly.
There's a lot
he
of
does not throw out of bounds. He does not like to check down. He's still going for that target. He believes his guys are always good. He trusts his guys to always win the battle. I mean, that's asking a lot. Because that's a 50-50 ball. That means exactly what it is, 50-50. Maybe you win and maybe you don't, if it's your day.
Yeah. It's a good thing to have. I think you can mirror it to Jimmy's confidence in George Kittle a little bit, throwing the ball when he doesn't need to, in the direction expecting that George is going to come down with it. You know, stuff like that. So, you know, if Jimmy Ronbo can kind of snap out of that a little bit, and just look at these other guys that kind of open up a little bit, maybe it might be a few seconds or a half a second after, his go-to reading, but we can get bigger plays out of those things if Jimmy can just, kind of see that stuff. Because, you look at the tape in the last game, there was that interception to George Kittle. Brandon Ayuk was wide open by himself in the left corner. He could have just dumped it to him. That would have been 6. And then, just a little mistakes. But guys got to make sure they catch the ball this game. We cannot have any unnecessary drops. We need the offensive line to block for Jimmy and try to sustain and hold that Bengals defensive line. I'm calling this game. I'm not always the big Jimmy guy all the time, but I'm gonna call this one that Jimmy gets no turnovers this game. I'm gonna call no turnovers for Jimmy. I'm gonna say he's gonna do his thing and be the game manager and get the ball in there on time. And it's going to be all on the guys to, make sure that they catch the ball.
And there's a key word.
That's what I'm hoping for, at least.
There's key words right there, game manager. Because Jimmy goes off, and every now and then he puts his gun belt on and starts gunslinging. That's when he gets himself into trouble. When he stays controlled and within the offense and stays within himself, that's when he does well. But when he just starts, I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'm going to throw this ball over that secondary, and I'm going to get this. Jimmy, don't do that. Don't do it. Just don't.
Yeah.
Ellis has got.
I feel like this is going to be a run-heavy game. No, us W for sure. I would say 31.
You got numbers?
Yeah, 30.
Okay.
Let's go 31-21.
Okay.
Niners, Niner for life,
right.
And our run game, Ronbo. That's the only thing I'm worried about, and that's why I feel like the pass game is going to have to be firing. This particular game, just because we're down backs. Hopefully we can get that guy Brian Hill to bust out and do some things. Lastly, before I go, I just saw something about the worst trade in the last decade, and they had Jamal Adams on the front.
All right.
The front cover.
Guys, sometimes when I'm talking, I try to give you more time, but production's not going to allow it, especially this hour. So we're going to, when I say we're done, okay? I'm sorry. Ellis,
I love y'all, man. Peace and love. Make sure you hit that like. It's all good. Hit the like and subscribe. Peace and love, y'all.
All right.
Bye, Ronbo.
Bye, kids. Bye. All right.
Peace.
Peace, Ellis. All right, and there's T. Breeze, otherwise known as hey, Trez. Trez says special team needs to be on alert. You know what? Really, we got it. Special teams plays a role in these games every week. And sometimes when we do win, it wasn't because of special teams play. It's because we did in spite of. So, that's why when I say just always blaming that one name, there's more to it than that. Hey, Split Difference says Steelers lost to Green Bay at last bowl they went to. So I'm glad you pointed that out. The Broncos also been twice in the last 10 years, too. I forgot about that. And they won 1-1. They lost one to the Steelers, or to the Hawks, and then they lost one to they won against Kim and the Panthers. Bobo said, hey, Brian Young and Patrick Willis deserve the Hall of Fame, too. I know, right? They like to keep the 49ers out, don't they? Tony Nagatani says, if Debo plays and isn't just a decoy, I know, right? I thought about that, Tony. 49ers beat Bengals 34-31. If Debo does not play, Bengals beat 49ers 31-10. That's brutal, too. That's just beating the 49ers up. Go Niners, but this one gets ugly. It's Tony. Hey, KC. Casey, sometimes I want to.
What's your Ronbo?
I was going to say, Casey, every now and then we should get Casey's address and call 911 when we hear he's silent like that. I always worry. Casey, hey, so here it is. It's time to play a game that Casey, what do you think about this game? I have no idea what to expect.
We're on to Cincinnati.
What? We're on to Cincinnati end?
No, I'm answering every question the same way. You can ask all of the questions you want. Okay, we're on to Cincinnati.
Okay. And what color shoes do you think the 49ers are going to be wearing this week?
We're on to Cincinnati.
And will this be a game of survival, or will it be domination?
We're on to Cincinnati.
And are the Cincinnati Bengals nothing like their name, Bengals? They're not big cats, they're little kitties, and the 49ers are going to step all over them.
You know, Ronbo, I think if they stop Joe Mixon, they could be like that, man.
Yeah.
You know, because Joe Burrow's had a rough last few weeks. I think he just broke his finger or something like that. So, you know, they just got to stop Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon, he can go off, man. You know, it can be Bengals they could put up a 40 burger on us, Ronbo. I don't know.
He's got 100,000 yards.
Line.
He's at 978. So, yeah, he can run.
And they got the line at 1.5, Ronbo. It's going to be close, man.
Vegas knows something. Or they don't.
Yeah.
One or the other. But, yeah. That's not much of a line, though. That means they're not really sure, and Vegas wants to be able to win either way. It's hard to cover that kind of. It's hard not to cover that kind of spread. You know when you think about it.
Well, you know, Ronbo, I think what happens nowadays in the NFL is, you know, teams get off to an early lead, and then it kind of
like last Thursday night game
in the final few minutes, like the Thursday. Yeah, we've seen the NFL just turn into the NBA, you know, in the fourth quarter. It's so back and forth. So I think it'll be 31-28, and I think Robbie will win a sixth game, actually. I think
Robbie.
it'll come down to a field goal.
Casey, did you see him doing his press conference the other day?
Yeah, I saw him in the press conference. I fast forward that 10 minutes of Ronbo. I'm not trying to.
You need to go back and listen to Robbie. It's hilarious, especially when you're considering he finally talked about his 42-yard miss, and then he started talking about all the things he's been doing to improve his game, and then he says, "So yeah, I'm feeling like I'm having my best year ever," and that's when I says, "Robbie,
no way.
What did you say? What did you
really
say?"
Said that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I wonder what kind of over-the-counter medications Robbie's taking, Ronbo. I'm not sure if there's anyone on the planet that would agree with that.
You missed that field goal, Robbie. You missed the extra point, Robbie. That doesn't help.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
We punted from 37 a couple weeks ago, Robbie. So.
You know, special teams. That opening touchdown against the Hawks, we didn't need that. Those are the kind of things where that could be helped. Okay, You're an army of guys, and you got one guy running down the field. Guys, come on, don't let those things happen, and be prepared for surprise. Casey, the Bengals are going to try to run a trick play on special teams too. You can bet on it because everybody's having success doing that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, I mean, and you know the Bengals. I mean, they got Jamar Chase, man. He's pretty good, man.
Yeah, and if he gets out in the open, he's gone. You could run him on some kind of a gadget play. You know, remember the guy that the Rams who did that to us? You know, and they tried. No, the Rams, we stopped them, right? There was another team that did something to us and ran it all the way down the middle of the field and into the end zone, went coast to coast on us. Who was that? You know, anyway, stop giving these people 7 points to start the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really need to get the Niners really need to get their special teams. Back together. They need to find a special teams ace. That's what Raheem Mostert was for us for a few years, remember?
Yeah, he was a gunner, yeah. Well, Cannon was doing a good job, too, basically. So, because he's got that kind of speed. But he's now hurt, so I don't know.
Oh, but did Cannon fumble in the first Seahawks game, too?
Yes. Right around that place where people like to fumble, 10 or 15 yards out from our end zone.
Yeah.
If you can fumble, could you wait till you get past the 50-yard line at least? Please. Oh, they can just walk in with a touchdown now. Okay, it's too late.
Do you know Debo's playing, Ronbo?
No, and it's questionable, so it's still up in the air. He's on the plane, though, so he's still chance. So Casey's got 31-28, and we're going to hold you to that,
Debo's
Casey.
probably playing, man.
Debo's playing. I think we win this game.
Good.
Yeah.
I think so, too, yeah.
But I mean, Bengals, man, they look pretty good to start the year. So
I know, right? But they've kind of came down off that high. They look terrible.
But this year is so crazy. If your team starts with the letter B, I don't know if you're going to win this week. It's just that kind of year.
B. Who else
Right?
has Bengals?
The Bears, the Bills,
Bears,
the
Bengals, Bears.
all these teams. There's a lot of teams that just haven't made up their mind. We're at that point now where we're starting to see who's who and what So
Hey, after you watch the Patriots every week, don't take anything to anybody can get beat every Sunday. That's just the way it is now. There's almost a parity in the NFL, with the exception of 2 or 3 teams. So
I sure wish Kyle was watching that game. Last week when they had Mac throw 3 times. That'd be cool if they had Jimmy throw 2 times. I don't care. I just want to see them run the ball.
Jimmy had the record before Mac. Remember, 6.
No, I don't. Oh, wow.
In the
That's right,
playoffs,
the NFC Championship, right?
Yeah.
6-8. Wow.
Yeah. So it's always about the conditions are right. Don't be throwing that ball. Kill that clock. Protect the ball. Weather conditions just really were bad out there. And the Bills, we're throwing the ball. Yeah, go ahead, throw the ball. Belichick says, "Look, don't throw the ball. We'll just keep it on the
They got to
ground."
get their penalties down too. They really got to get their penalties down. Their defensive penalties. This has been killing them all year.
No PIs. We're not going to get it. Casey, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to see you Sunday, and we'll see what happens.
No, Ronbo. Appreciate you, bud. Always a pleasure.
Back at you, man. Thanks, Casey. Talk to you in a minute. And hey, Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony, it's fun watching you. Tony has a good time coming here because all those people that like Tony's asking Texas boy the whole time. So why you block me, man?
Oh, you saw that, huh?
I was watching that. You killed me getting after Texas boy because did he ever answer your question? He never answers though.
That was Don Bird. Don Bird was saying that I'm weak and all this. I said, yeah. I said, there's nothing weak about me. I'm all man. I said, my Falcons, we fight. Even though we're losing right now with 2 games under 500. I said, hey, is this coming from a guy who had not 1 but 2 Hall of Famers quit in their prime because the team wouldn't trade them and they wouldn't?
It's just not. It's
he
not
got
a place
mad and got out.
where superstars want to live. It's just not. I mean, like you just said, Megatron. Just you know what? Y'all got to let me go. I'm gonna quit. All right, well, you have to quit because we ain't letting you go. And if Megatron comes back now, Detroit would still hold him to his contract. And you already know about the greatest running back. I mean, it's just, man.
He would have been the first and only back, in my opinion, to have over 20,000 rushing yards. If he had kept playing.
And in Dallas, Emmett and Dallas is always Emmett's the greatest running back of all time. I mean, you see, y'all need to understand one thing. You do realize, of course, that in Detroit, it wasn't, it's not because Emmett's not a good ball player, but you guys need to understand something that Billy would have definitely beat Emmett, man. That's just all there is to it.
Well, I saw this Ashton Kutcher was a big Bears fan. He grew up in Iowa. He was at the Cowboys game. He was up in the suites. He asked Emmitt Smith who was the greatest. He said, I don't know who the greatest was. He says, but Walter Payton's at the top of the list. And that's my favorite player in sports, Walter Payton.
Hey, Walter P., yes, man. And, Sweetness was just, man.
He did it, Ronbo, he did it all. He ran, he blocked. 5'10", 204 blocking.
Tough.
He caught the ball.
That was a breed of running back that I don't know who's the toughest running back in the league right now that can give you everything. Frank Gore. I seen Frank Gore knock dudes out. Dude looked like you can't see Frank. If you're behind that dude and Frank's lined up with him, you couldn't even see Frank. But all of a sudden you see this dude flying off his feet, flying all up in the air. Frank was just, ooh, Frank, that's where you protect your quarterback. Because that monster was coming around that corner. I thought he was going to steamroll both of y'all. Frank said, no, he ain't. Bam! Ooh,
yeah.
Who else?
Hall of Fame defensive end Jack Youngblood, who played for the Rams.
Yeah.
That once said about Walter Payton. He said the Rams came on an all-out blitz in a game in Chicago one time, and the right tackle let him go. Walter told the right tackle to let him go. He got him, and the right tackle helped inside. He said Walter Payton put him on his ass, and he hurt him, and he was standing over him laughing. Walter Payton was laughing. Yeah, Jack Youngblood said this.
And Youngblood was a monster.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
But you know what? I tell you, Frank, Walter P.
And I got and Ronbo, you on the West Coast, I got to put Marcus in there. Marcus Allen was my boy.
Marcus
One
Allen.
of my favorites.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness, he blocked. He was a tough guy.
I never say anything because he played with the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and admit it today.
Marcus was tough, man.
Marcus Allen's one of my most favorite running backs of all time. I still love the way Marcus Allen used to run, man. I didn't like the Raiders, but every time I watch Allen run, I said, look at him, how smooth he is.
Tough. I call him toughness.
Damn.
He did it all, too.
And I remember that somebody, who was that defensive back or some linebacker? Yeah, you know what? I was this close from knocking Marcus Allen on his ass. And Marcus said, no, I seen you.
Yeah. I forgot who that was. Was it? I think it was Ronnie Lott. Wasn't that Ronnie Lott who said that?
Was it?
Yeah.
It may have been, because that's why I even saw that clip.
Yeah, he said, I saw you. He said, I saw you from 5 yards back. I knew you were coming.
Man.
It was Ronnie Lott.
Marcus would run down the field. It looked like he had everything under control. He didn't look like he was running that fast. Hey, but you know who Marcus Le'Veon Bell, I think, that he had the same mindset. He might have been a modern-day Marcus Allen. Because he had them smooth
But you couldn't get a clear hit on Marcus, because right before you get ready to hit him, he would turn to the side and do a little move, and you'll get a piece of him.
And Marcus was not a speed merchant. He was just smooth.
But he always ran away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't that fast. Yeah.
And when the Raiders
Ronbo, go ahead, sir.
No, I said when the Raiders were winning games and getting in the championships, I didn't get loud about it, but I was a little bit supporting them. Because I liked Marcus.
Kind of like right. Marcus was the man. And Eric Dickerson was nice, but I like Marcus.
Yeah.
I know he had two backs in the LA. I liked Marcus.
Dickerson was like pure speed and finesse, where Marcus was like not a lot of speed, but man, he could go down the field and just nobody was going to hit him solid. He was going to pick up 5 or 6 yards.
Great receiver, too. Great receiver out of the back. Great receiver. And a great blocker. That's why I like him and Peyton, because they were the best blocking halfbacks I ever seen. Marcus Allen and Walter Payton.
Boy.
They were blocked for their fellow guy, man.
Yeah, I tell you.
So, but you know, Ronbo, I think you guys are going to win. You know, Joe Burrow leads the NFL in interceptions, don't you?
I mean, the dude, I didn't even know he had 14. That's people accuse Jimmy gets you. You're guaranteed to get Jimmy an INT a game. I said, you know what? Jimmy's had 6 coming to that Hawks game. He's not doing that bad, but he picked up 2. And he got 8.
If your defensive line starts eating,
he's going to do it
on them. Yeah, and tell your defensive backs, get ready. You might get some coming right to you.
I'm anticipating that. I'm saying, you know what? That's why I said before, Burrows will throw. He doesn't care what the coverage is. He will throw into coverages where you wonder if his coach doesn't tell him every now and then, you know, I know you like T. Higgins and you trust Jamar, but I need for you to wait till those guys are at a certain point and sort of time that a little better for us. We'll see what he looks like.
Stop the run, because if they run the football,
they get
with
better.
That Burrow, yeah, man, because that's how. If they come out passing, y'all got them.
Yeah.
If they run in the rock, that's going to set up that pass.
That's when they're good, because Mixon is good. Tony, we got to go, and I'll be looking for you Sunday after the game. Good luck to you in your game, and we'll see you Sunday.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I think we're going to go 3-2 the rest of the way, but
all right.
Carolina, I like Carolina's defense. They're pretty good. They're young, but they're pretty good.
Yeah, they do a good
Ronbo,
job.
it's been my pleasure, and I will talk to you on Sunday, sir.
Looking forward. All right. Tony,
Good
have
luck.
a
Good
great
luck
night.
on Sunday. It's up 42 degrees. 42
know, right?
degrees for your weather.
Oh, West Coast boys, too. All right, Tony. It's going to be cold. We can
Take
do
care.
it. You too. All right, Tony. There it goes. And here I go. Ian Sharp, Niners 28, Bengals 24. Luis Betancourt says Niners 27, Bengals 18. Niners 27, Bengals 20. And Daddy Dennis says Bengals 24, Niners 21. Daniel Hunter, Cincinnati 38, 49ers will be beaten to death at 14. Anyway, I'll see you Sunday and get ready for another good time. I'm always planning a good time. Doesn't always come out that way. I know! For the win.